Shall we rise to the flag, please? I pledge to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everyone. We're going to start with our minutes of our board meeting held on February 18th. I have a motion.
I don't make that motion.
All right, I will second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You can just sign and then we'll just put absent beside your signature. Oh. Okay, our first order of business is police cruiser, police cruisers. This is the cruisers for auction, correct, or what?
Disposal.
So we had asked to bring it to this meeting.
Yeah, so we do have 4 cruisers that we're looking to do something with. And maybe you've seen them, John?
Oh,
You haven't, okay.
no, I was aware of this at the last meeting, so 2 of the cruisers were at the town highway garage. So I talked to the mechanic and he brought them out. One of them is in pretty good shape. That vehicle should go to a dealer only auction down one in area like we did a year or so ago.
Okay.
The other one got no back seat for some reason, or you got a back seat down in your office.
We do. So what happens is, we have plastic inserts that we put in. So
You have the original seat.
we do have the original seats.
That one, I mean, the state of that one is not in anywhere near as good a shape as the other car.
Okay.
Probably won't bring the money.
Okay.
Although it was $35 it cost to run it down there. And I talked to the highway department director and he said we could put them on a trailer and take them down there versus towing them or getting into a licensing problem or put the old plates on when I don't really own them.
Yep.
I'd be glad to do that.
Okay.
And the one with it's in the better shape of the 2 will probably be in Tijuana, Mexico, within a week of it being in London area.
Yep.
They do buy them, and they do pay for
We do have 2 others that have since been brought up there.
them. Okay, I thought maybe, probably not today, because I'm in the same mode everybody else is cleaning off snow. But I will get up there in the next day or 2.
Okay.
And give you some decisions of what I think we should do.
Excellent.
We also have the online bidding where they come to us to pick up the vehicles. We don't have to transport them anywhere. So we would just, You
It's
know.
just, when you get 4,000 people at an auction, and they've traveled here from halfway across the country, they're willing to buy cars and they're not gonna buy a car, they're gonna buy cars and take tractor trailer loads at a time. So the competition to bid is greater. And I found that to be true. A couple of years ago, we took some down.
Yep.
And they did phenomenal money compared to what.
We were gonna get the trade in, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
All right, so John can work on that then.
You can put them online. I really don't care because the people that I intend to put these guys in front of won't be in line buying 1 or 2. They wanna go and get a tractor trailer load.
Good.
That's because the guys are buying them on the road 6 days a week.
To me, it sounds like it's, because obviously if we do it online, people might want to come and look at it,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
and whatever.
Yeah.
It's more time, effort kind of thing.
Sure.
And the end result may not even be as good. I think we have to consider the time and effort of showing the
Absolutely.
car and having somebody available to do that.
okay.
You can allow them to come and see it, and it's in our best interest if you're gonna auction it, to let them come take a look at it.
Yeah. All right, I mean, I don't have I'm not a car, you know.
Yep.
I'm not either, I'm just.
Yeah, you just stop them, yeah, all right.
Good.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, candidates night. That's tonight at 5:30 at the Belmont High School for anyone who is interested in attending. And I believe it's the write-in people as well as the people who signed up. I assume maybe they're gonna be there, I don't know. So, but candidates night is tonight at the high school in the cafeteria, thank you. Oh, slight brain cramp, all right. Obviously, Tuesday, March 10th, from 7 in the morning to 7 at night at the Belmont High School. This is in the gym, is our annual voting. Hoping that we get a much better turnout than we've received in the last couple of years. And I think, obviously our voters guide is online. I think everybody has shared it, it's out there.
Yeah, it's online. We are still printing copies if they want, but it's also, we do have available our annual report, and the voter's guide is also in the annual report too.
Right, and I think a lot of us are making phone calls and reminding people and trying to do our part to, yes.
It did go out to our newsletter group as well. I sent an email yesterday that had a link to the town voters guide and the school voters guide.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Yep, I have my little pile of school and town guides right here to, I have some people waiting to visit with in the next few days. And again, obviously, we can't encourage people to come and vote any more than what we're trying to do. Every year people will say we're not advertising, we're not doing. I think everybody that I know of is being and reminding people to instead of sitting at home behind the computer and complaining after the fact, to try to get out and do their part. Okay, letter of support for SAU 80. Is that Jersey? All right.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you for your time this morning.
Yeah.
I'm just asking for the board to sign a letter of support. We're going after some congressional grant funding through Senator Shaheen's office to help offset the cost for our major HVAC projects that we were having throughout the town of Belmont, as well as Canterbury Elementary School. So we're shooting for close to $1 million in grant funding to cover some of the HVAC units that we need to replace at all 3 schools. Also looking to replace the fire panel at Belmont High School and do some bathroom renovations as well. So just looking for a letter of support from the board. I went to the Canterbury Board of Selectmen on Monday, asking the same of them, and that would basically cover the cost of the remaining project at Canterbury Elementary School. So it touches about close to a $12 million overall project for our HVAC renovation throughout the district. All of our units majority of our units, I should say, are past life, which is one of the downfalls of when you construct a new school or even do additions or replacement HVAC. If you do several units at one time, their past life all expires at the same time. So sort of in a position where we have the majority of our HVAC units that need to be replaced throughout the district. So we've been talking about this through Building and Grounds, and we're just trying to plug away at it because we know that the taxpayers aren't going to be looking to take on a $12 million bond or a lease agreement right now. So we're just plugging away at the units as we can, and then just asking for the board to offer a letter of support. I'm hoping they had an opportunity to see that letter and be able to sign it today because there's a quick turnaround if that's possible.
How much is the grant?
It's up to $1 million. And it's a 45% match for the district. And it wouldn't be until the next budget cycle. So if we were to get the grant, we would be putting probably a warrant article forward to the voters to approve those.
That would also true. Is the Shaker Elementary School a separate entity? Is the Canterbury Shaker School in Canterbury, is that a separate entity?
2 separate applications. Correct. 2 separate applications.
I don't want to be responsible for their bill.
Yeah, so basically it would be, so for Canterbury Elementary School, it would be a match of, it's a 25% match, so it'd be $250,000 that would go on the article, and the Belmont, if it was 45% of the 1 million, it'd be $450,000. So you would see that.
No.
Mm,
I know it's separate towns, but it's one school district.
Two separate projects.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, if we go for, if you went with one application, you're only shooting for the $1 million, where if you go for the two applications, you're shooting for $2 million. So it only makes sense to do the two applications.
Oh,
Looking at-
I see. Got it.
Right.
All right. Obviously, this board has always supported and pushed for grants.
Absolutely. I
Okay,
know
I
that.
mean, thanks to our department heads, we've received a lot of grants.
Yes.
And it's been a godsend, that's for sure. I'm fine with it. Sharon? Yeah, fine with that. John? Yep.
So do you mind signing? I brought a copy of the letter today.
Yeah.
Great.
Hand it to us and we'll sign it and I don't know if you're going to want the other two selectmen to sign. Although this is majority.
This is majority. I think we'll be able to go with that.
You sure?
Yes.
Because I'm sure we could get them,
Okay.
if
I
we.
can talk with Alicia about getting the other two.
Majority's fine, but
Majority will be fine.
Okay.
I don't think they'll look closely. Do you have 5? Do you have 3 or?
Yeah, yeah.
As long as we have the majority out of the
Yeah.
5. Very helpful.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it. Thank you very much.
We're big opponents of grants.
Yeah.
We like grants.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right. We have a code enforcement update. I know Sunny was the one that really wanted this, and unfortunately, Sunny's not here today. We'll see that Sunny gets this report, that's for sure.
You guys all have a copy of it?
Yes, we do, we
Okay.
do.
How is everybody today?
Good.
Okay, so, we'll start with, Depot Street, 130, the Walker residence. He was giving us a hard time kicking us off the property, so we went to the court and then to get a, order of contempt. And with that, they gave us stipulations that, because he was claiming all the cars were customers' cars. So they gave him stipulations. He had to have the proof by the 6th of this month to show that they were, that if not, the removal of vehicles could commence in the spring after the mud season.
I'm a little confused. Most of these cars got trees growing through them. How in the world, who's gonna prove, what do you need to prove that it's a customer's car?
Well, he's gonna have to, it's up to us to decide what we want. So, we're gonna want like work
Why
orders.
is it gone?
Well, but the court says if he can prove that they get the stay.
How long does he have?
To the 6th. He haven't heard anything. He's got 2 days to prove. He hasn't done a thing. And also as the town, we get to decide if what he gives us is valid. But he did come in months ago and try to register like 20 cars, like he had the titles in hand. So that's telling me those aren't customer cars. So how's he gonna prove it's a customer car? You know what I'm saying? So as soon as that goes through,
One of the things we should have is a court order upon taking over that property, which I assume is our current goal. To take the property over all of it.
I have no idea if that is.
He pays his taxes, so we have the right to take his property.
Well, as far as cleaning it up, then.
We have a lien for the cleanup, yes, we'll have a lien for the legally cleanup.
Junk for cars, if they're less than 15 years old, you need a title to junk them.
Yeah.
You can't just crush them, they just don't crush them.
It's model year 2000 now, anything 2000 and newer, you have a title.
So even a junk, so it's title thing could be a real. We could be sitting here 3 years from now having the same discussion that he hasn't done anything and we still haven't cleaned up the property.
Well, but he's gonna prove it's his. We can clean it up and we have a place to go with them. And even if they had to sit, that could be worked out with the person.
I also think it's important just to The problem with this type of this type of property is the taxpayers, we're footing the attorney fees every time we go to court, all
Yep.
right, which we chose to take to court. But I think it's important that people understand that a person like this, who is not even attempting to clean up the mess, is costing the taxpayers money. We have to pay our attorney to appear in court, our employees have to go to court, you're back and forth with continual, opposition from this person. And I think we're trying our hardest to clean it up.
Yeah.
He's not being very cooperative, and obviously we have to do it by the letter of the law, and it's
And-
not fun.
And it seems like every time we go there and we start to remove stuff, because we have removed things.
We've been in court how many times for this?
He kicks us off and then he goes to court and files to try to stop us.
Sure. And then we have to go to court
And
with
then we
our
go back to
attorney.
court. So finally, then we decided to file for contempt and try to draw it to an end. And that's kind of.
But I just think it's important that people understand, we're trying to clean up these areas,
Right.
but where our hands are tied with the court system, and our attorneys have to be involved. Town attorneys have to be involved with any of this stuff, seems like lately. So that's all, just a point in fact. Nothing is free.
No, it's not.
Nope.
Okay, so the next one is, I believe, the one that Mr. Sonny was so interested in is
Well, Travis was interested in this. He
Travis was in it?
interested this
Okay.
one.
So-
Wasn't here for the meeting, a lot of it.
So we're talking 380 Union, Mr. McLean's. There have been several letters sent back and forth, including the last one in January. Basically no response, and we told them that if we weren't getting it, we were gonna send everything to the attorneys. But in that meantime, he's like, well, other people have a construction yard. So we literally gave him the stuff when he came into the office. And he went and he says, I'll bring it back. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I lost it. My attorney's not ready, this, that, the other thing. And I know we need to get it cleaned up, but we also don't need a giant battle in the legal system for saying,
Go again.
for saying that he is going to no trespass and all this stuff against me. That look isn't gonna be the greatest. So I've been trying to
Been there
talk.
once with him on Light Hill and a previous property before you came to work here in the town. He rented a property from a Mr. Dunn up on Light Hill, and we had the same problem there. We had boats, I don't mean a rowboat, I mean a 47-foot cabin.
I understand that. I understand there was also some on this piece of property.
But in the last 12 months, there's been people living in that big trailer motorhome. There was 2 motorhomes with people living in them all summer. In his driveway. Went right on Bean Hill, didn't stop at the stop sign, went right into his property and run into 2 motorhomes. Back there, and people lived in them. What'd they use for septic? The house?
They must have been. I was aware that his motorhome was there, but that's his motorhome. The other motorhome was there, and from what I was told, nobody was actually living there. Now, I'm not in this town every day, all day and all night. You know what I mean? So I don't go past it unless I happen to go past to cut around town just to get out of traffic. So I didn't see anybody. I seen them sitting out in front of Wayne's camper, but not the other one. And when I asked, I was
You know,
told,
they all,
oh, yeah, I know the camper was there.
no, the people stayed in that camper.
I was told he was staying in the camper and he rented out the house. That's what I was told.
Could be true. What a pass.
I went down. So anyways, we went back and forth with that and me trying to kind of be amicable with them and try to get it worked out so that at least he can get in front of you and if you guys, and if he didn't meet what you guys needed, then he would have to go this way.
I
and
believe
take
he's
care of it.
been in front of us once.
Yeah.
Wasn't it a couple of years ago?
Well, he came in
This
his
stuff
dad-
that goes on and on.
When
It's
his
just
dad was on hospice because he had built that.
That's
to
right.
get him.
that, yeah, the deck and the ramp, yeah.
So we kind of ran that course with him, trying to work it out. And that didn't work, and then we sent him another letter, he didn't, and then we sent him the letter in January, and now we've sent it over to Mitchell. To try to,
Another, as people have to understand, he's in violation of everything, and now it's in our attorney's hands.
right, and like I said, I want to try to work it out and be amicable with the man. We definitely didn't need two guys standing in that yard screaming at each other. That's never a good look. And I know he can be a little bit explosive, so I was kind of careful with that. So that's where we stand on that. The Roger Rhodes, the Janot property. We've been monitoring it. In the fall, she had been slowly getting stuff done and giving us a weekly or every other week kind of update on what was going on. And then we found somebody, for whatever reason, living in the car. We made a phone call. They moved out and they moved some junk, but at this point, we can't see if they're actually cleaning anything because there's 3 feet of snow over everything. So we're still monitoring, and in the springtime, we will get back on her to start cleaning up the property further. Like she had that whole lower driveway that was all a complete mess. And we reached out to her and all that was gone. She had an old camper in there, stacked full of just junk. We got all that removed. So most of the stuff is behind that fence she has there. And it's posted, so all I can do is see what I can see from the road. I have no other around backside of somebody else's property or anything at this point, which would be nice because then I could get more detail. But yeah, we're gonna revisit her again this spring. Now, the other big old red herring is
Oh, this is where the rooster is.
yes.
Rooster property, that's what I call it. Okay, on 140.
Okay, so when he asked for his permit and all that, he wanted to know if he could, while he was building, put the camper on site and remove it when it was done. And of course, you can get a permit for that, so we allowed that. But then it seemed like no work was really getting done. There was a bunch of doing things, but not anything that really pertained to getting a building started. And then winter came and we told him, you can't stay there. You've got no septic. You didn't put a septic in this summer to be able to stay there. You don't have your well in. There's, you know what I mean? You can't stop pumping into these tanks because they're gonna freeze and have it all over the place. And then we've got a giant mess with the Tioga right there. So we got him out, and actually I talked to the guy over at Granite and got him a spot over there. But then he came in a couple weeks after that to ask me to go do an inspection, and we realized his permit had run out. So now he doesn't even have a building permit at this point. So now, of course, again, with the winter, trying to get him to clean up that stuff, he did at least get rid of the pigs he had.
I was just gonna ask that. I think the pigs are gone.
He did get rid of the pigs 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So at least there's not a worry about them being there, and you know, if anybody knows anything about pigs, that they can be escape artists. And he didn't have a very elaborate system for containing them.
People are concerned more about the pigs than they were.
Well, they did go to a place, and we're gonna, you know, get back with them and try to work out, you know, what's going on with the permit itself, and maybe have them clean up junk and get to the point where he can actually start building before we return the permit, because for him to sit there and waste lots of time and money, and, you know, he was saying, you know, to get power over there, it cost him a lot. He had to put poles in or whatever. But yeah, that's part of the process, and
Buyer beware.
that may have been something that wanted to be checked out beforehand, so you knew before you started the process. But that's kind of where we stand on Depot
I
Street.
wish you'd check with the state issued a driveway permit for that property, right on top of a sewer pipe that's leaking. The federal sewer pipe state sewer pipe, our sewer pipe.
Yeah, but I have no control over a driveway permit, especially
I
a
know
state
you
road.
do, but as the code enforcement officer in Belmont, did you find out if there's a time term limit? Because he didn't actually have a driveway, he had accesses. And
Yeah.
any place we wanted to back off the road, he backed in. So what I'm saying is that the state issued him a driveway permit.
Where is that driveway?
Where is the driveway and
I
how
can-
long does the
I can
permit
surely-
from them last?
I can surely look into see whether he had, whether it was
There's
issued.
this is right over here in Guilford. I have a copy of it.
Oh, you already have a copy.
I have a copy, but
Okay.
there's no date and time on it.
Well, that's maybe because it's supposed to be a permanent driveway. Because he's gonna need access
Well, if it's
into it.
gonna be a permanent driveway, they should have had a bridge over the sewer pipe. When I say a bridge, planks, not a bridge per se, like a steel bridge.
Yeah.
But reinforce the ground above that pipe. So just to ask them what's going on their side of the property, that would show some interest from the town. We are looking at.
Well, and you would
Some
think if they gave him a driveway permit, that it would be flagged.
Yeah,
Right.
from point A. to
I don't
point B.
think it will go ahead.
I did have this conversation with the guy that issued the driveway.
There we go.
Okay,
And he said that they had no grounds to dismiss it. That it's left-hand, right-hand stuff, it's different state entities and the DOT can't deny a driveway permit because there's a pipe in poor condition underneath there.
and they don't have to, the owner doesn't have to provide them, I mean, and you are right, you go by there, where is the driveway?
That's the part that, like, what John just brought up, may be something that we could bite onto and
Yeah,
dig
It's
in.
just,
you would think that there should be a survey
That needs to be.
plan
Yeah.
showing.
Very exactly.
Yeah.
And one single point of access.
drawing, hand drawing, it's amazing.
Yeah, they can't deny access, but they don't need to provide more.
No, he's got a quarter of a mile of 140 as a driveway, that's where I'm sure it's not.
Welcome to Belmont.
There may be a direction to go.
Yeah, I think that would be something to look into. Cause it would be nice if there was I mean, whenever we built anything, you gotta flag it, you gotta
Yeah.
show where the driveway is.
And apron and all that stuff. and
Right.
None of that is in place.
Right.
So, and that would actually help support a pipe and
Yeah, mine,
protect it.
Okay, because when he first started this project, Greg, when I retired,
I don't think.
he went down to see him, because there was a little rub between the two of them, they didn't really get along. So, he said, how you gonna get all these trees, and he just shoved them out back, they cut those huge pines, and you gotta go in there with a log truck or a big skidder to get them out, to load them. He said, that's none of your concern, I may let them rot. I mean, he just.
probably where the septic system's supposed to go.
No, it's actually not. But I mean, he didn't even start bringing in what he needed to bring in for materials.
Yes, you go.
Because he needs where the septic's going to go up
That's not
four,
be elevated.
to go up 4 feet. And then, of course, he's gonna have to put the house higher than that. Because, you need it to run downhill. So
His first point, when this all came to light, as far as I was concerned, because Craig's up when he thought he could tap into that main sewer trunk line. Ask him, the guy behind you.
Oh, yeah.
He thought he could put a nipple in.
In the high pressure line?
Every avenue he could, he went right down the list of people that he could call,
Oh,
and
really?
everybody told him the same thing.
Can't do this.
No, doesn't work that way.
Then we'd have a geyser.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
That would.
All right. So 390 Jamestown Road.
well,
Oh.
it's been purchased and it's actually was sold after it was purchased
Yeah.
to another man. And it was 3 days. See, there you go. So, I know that the interior stuff has been all cleaned and he started doing some exterior stuff. He is aware that he has to clean it, but at this point, it's the middle of winter. He can't even see. I mean, he can't even see where some of the stuff is. But he is moving forward. He has gotten a building permit, so he is moving forward with this and he's not gonna want to have that property, if he plans on flipping it, looking like that. So I believe that once
We'll be
springtime,
positive that he's gonna
I
clean up all the
believe
junk.
once spring rolls around and he can see the stuff, he's gonna get it cleaned up as fast as possible. That's what makes sense, because he's spending money to rehab this building. So, and then,
And Range Rover.
10 Range Road, the old, McLeod property there that was taken by the town. That was sold and there's a new owner. And he came in for a demo permit already to be able to remove that. And he's gonna remove I think there's only two of them this now. There were a couple travel trails. There was like 3 or 4 of them there. I think there's only 2 there now. And they want to put in, I believe, a house, not another trailer. From the brief conversation that we had, I believe he's leaning towards going with the house. And again, some of that stuff might have to be finished. I mean, the trailers and stuff you probably know, but the other junk that's around the yard will probably again need to be wait till the spring. And so that's where we stand on that. The Gale School is looking pretty good. Everything is insulated. They are starting to hang sheetrock tomorrow morning. The backside of where they had to put the addition on is well underway for the new staircase and the elevator. So they've got all the stairs all the way up. The shaft is pretty much all the way built. Now they're starting to put the decks for the landings, like where you go from one room into one thing and into the other.
So is the elevator on site? Or
The elevator, the shaft is there. The elevator is not on site yet. I think it's gonna be another week or 2 before it's here.
I think they're gonna open in April.
I didn't think they were gonna even be close 3 weeks ago,
Yeah,
and then they called us down, and fire chief can confirm this. We went to look at some stuff. And there must have been 50 guys there, just working they're in push mode. Even today, with the weather the way it was, he's still got about 15 guys there. He just held off the sheetrockers for a day so that things could get cleaned up. He thinks he'll have sheetrock up where he needs to get it up pretty quickly. Because he was saying, oh, maybe sometime next week or the beginning of the week after, I'll be there to do an inspection for how he has the sailing grids and everything and the insulation they need above that for fire prevention. So that's moving along really well.
yeah, the village apartment.
Oh,
Was
yeah,
that,
that was Sunday.
right, was that a freeze up or was it, due to debris?
I'm not sure. We haven't had that conversation. I haven't even had the conversation yet with Donnie to see. Unfortunately, I wasn't in yesterday, so I kind of missed what was going on.
Brian can fill you in.
Well, either Brian or Don. It was a sewer backup.
But it was there, so
in
it wasn't the main.
Their line. Apparently people didn't understand that they're not supposed to flush cat litter.
Again.
Oh.
Flushable wipes. Yeah, so.
Well, it's there.
It caused a backup. Unfortunately, there were a few people displaced, but the property owners did the right thing. They put the few that were displaced up in hotels, or others have family to go to, and they're in remediation right now. Serpro was there cleaning up on Monday, and hopefully by this weekend, it's nothing but a bad memory. But yeah, they had to have Rouse come in and suck out their manhole and then jet up the pipes.
Yeah.
We had a couple guys go out on Sunday and make sure that it wasn't our main backing up and
Right,
gave what direction we could. And Chief had to get involved because of the displacement.
There was some back and forth, and then they came to reason and they were more than happy to put these people up.
oh, you mean the property owner, so property,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure. All right,
And then,
oh, this is the manufactured home and the co-op,
in the co-op that
Yeah.
burnt, yes.
Yeah.
So we'll work with Donnie and all, and we posted that as uninhabitable and unsafe, nobody can go in. There is somebody that bought it and he's looking to get a demo permit and put a brand new unit in there. We haven't got the permit for that yet.
sure,
But we have on more than one occasion had a conversation with them in the office, so that's a good thing. And then What's this? Oh, yeah, okay. Besides regular inspections, we've been working on closing out all the old permits. Or ones that need to be extended, extending them. Some of them have been open for a while, work wasn't getting done, and some of them were just having to drive by and verify that they have done nothing. So, you know, I have 6, 7, 8 a week, as many as we can get. Of course, it's a little harder with having Christine for only part of the time, but we're definitely working through it, and we're getting closer to the end than from the beginning, I guess. So that's a permanent thing. And then we've got 3 new places going up on Naughty Way. We've got one still going up on Bishop. We've got 2 new ones going up in Wild Acres and Grimstone. And a whole bunch of really big additions and big remodels down next to the lake area, down Lakeside Drive and in that area. Actually, we got a 4th one, and I can't remember the name. It's a little tiny road off of Jefferson. Somebody's building a new one. They're in the middle of the frame. So those are all good.
So there's still.
Yeah, there's still some in, and I see it taking a little bit of an uptick now. I think people were like uncertain this winter, and I think there are some builders that we all know. One of them pushes real hard, and he's like 5.5 weeks behind because of the weather.
Yeah, well.
So I think that's happening with a lot of guys. So I think it slowed things up a lot. You know, houses where normally it would be 3, 4 weeks, and I'm going back to look at the rough. It's 6 weeks, 7 weeks. So it's kind of slowed that part of it down a little bit. And there is still a lot of permits coming in. So that's positive.
One of our favorite people in town that I'll just ask about, because obviously people are driving down Concord Street to see the progress on the Yale building.
Oh, yeah.
And we notice Malone.
Mr. Malone, yeah.
I noticed there's a for sale sign.
Mm-hmm.
And
I can address that only because Glenn happened to be out yesterday. Mr. Malone stopped by to see me.
okay,
So according to Mr. Malone, it is, sorry, I didn't see it.
that's all right.
Yeah, according to Mr. Malone, it is under contract. Grain of salt, very big grain of salt. Currently, there are 3 units in that building. 2 of them are technically supposed to be there. The 3rd one is just kind of
Up
right
here,
there.
yeah.
So part of his purchase and sales is to bring that 3rd unit into compliance, which would mean a visit to the zoning board and then a visit to the planning board for a multifamily. But he did stop in.
Well, my whole reasoning for bringing it up is that you've got, the last time I went down, I mean, there's literally the ends of trailers in the road. And I'm thinking, I can't, you know, Brian, help me with this. I mean, there's gotta be some setback there.
The way that building is built, I have an old
Yeah.
survey plan. The front of that building is basically the property line. It's maybe 1 or 2 feet. It's the front of the building and then the property line.
So anything that's parked in front of that
It's
building,
technically in the road right.
right? And what concerns me more is that when in April, when this building opens up, there's going to be traffic, far more traffic, I would think, on Concord Street, in and out and around.
Correct, for Gale School.
Right, and I'm just concerned about that. That's all, just an observation. I don't know.
Yeah, and I guess part of my whole thought on that was, let's let him get this thing.
Sold?
Let's let him get this thing fixed and sold, and then we can address that with the new property owner and explain. And they've got a lot of, when he gets all that stuff out of behind where that stockade fence is, there's, and you've probably seen that, there's probably enough room to park 6 or 8 cars there.
Well, what worries me, okay, if it is sold, okay, is, I don't want to say this, the new buyer being no different than the existing buyer when it comes to stuff.
Right, but, and I don't know if this is feasible, but when he comes in for that, because now it'll be a multifamily.
You think you can address that?
We can address the parking issue, because you need to have
Oh,
a
got
certain
it.
amount of spots. And we can address that. It can't be here because this is in the right of way, so it's gonna have to be over here somewhere. Can you show us those spots?
It would be part of his site plan review for a multifamily. He would have to show.
So he's really opening it up to, yeah.
Yeah, so there's our opportunity to get it out from in front of the
And
house.
the remodeling he's doing, has he got a licensed electrician inside? 'Cause
Yeah,
that-
he does. He does.
Jen,
That's okay.
He just stopped by my office as well this week.
No,
He said that he does have a buyer, they're looking to close in May because they've given him time to clean up the property, so hopefully he'll be in the process of taking care of all that. He's in awe, he likes to chat, he's in awe because the buyer is a 30-something-year-old woman, and he's just like, it's great, and he's very excited, so
Alright.
let's keep him.
and so far through this whole thing, since the place burned, anytime I've told him I need him to do this, he has complied 100%. There's been no fighting from him, and I heard that he can be a little bit explosive, but he's been very, very nice and humble with me. So, I mean, he's hopefully on the right track.
yeah. Well, I just worry about it becoming an issue with the stuff.
And like I said, I believe we can deal with that with site plan when he comes in. Okay,
I have no,
anybody else?
no,
Good job.
Thank you.
thank you. Any other new business?
Yes, I have a letter from the trustees of the trust funds. They would like to, they have, Paul Maggioli, and Woodbury Fogg have expressed an interest in continuing their current roles as alternates to the trustees of the trust fund. So they would like your approval to reappoint them as trustees of trust funds as the alternates. And I do have a motion for you if you would like
I'll
that.
make the motion that we've got all Magnolia and Woody Fogg as alternates for the trustees of the health fund.
I will second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposition? Hearing none, that passes.
I also have a member of the Belmont Baseball Organization here to request approval for their annual players parade.
Your name, sir?
Donnie Miller. I've been with
Donnie
BBO for 4 or 5 years, and this will be our 3rd annual player parade. We want to have it on March, May 2nd. And we'll start like we did last year. We'll start around 9 a.m. Start at Sergeant Park, and we'll leave Sergeant Park and go all the way straight up through to Bryan Field. Left on School Street, going through
So
the
you leave
stage.
Sergeant Park and go down and then just go up School Street.
Yeah, we'll leave, so Sergeant Park, take a right onto Sergeant Street at the stop sign. We'll take a left onto the school, go up School Street, around the SAU building, and then up the hill by the playground.
Assume the police are help. I mean, it's not. You know, no issues.
Yeah, it looks like we'll probably have about 120 kids between 4 and 16, give or take, whoever wants to participate, so. Yeah,
In May, it'll be beautiful.
I'm hoping.
Would you like to make the
Make a
motion?
motion to allow the Belmont Baseball Organization to hold their annual player parade on May 2nd at 9 a.m. with the parade route starting at Sergeant Park, proceeding down Sergeant Street. On School Street and behind the SAU building to Bryan Field.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
Thank you,
Thank you.
folks.
Good luck.
Thank you for having me today.
Any other new business?
Yes, the PD would like to come forward for new hire approval.
So we're in a background process right now with a candidate. And what we're looking to do is to send him to the next academy, which is the beginning of May. So right now he's between today and tomorrow, there's a couple more things that he has to do. The issue that we're having is the timing of getting them into the academy. in the spots that are available. So it's first come, first serve. So last week there was 21 spots available. They're down to 11 now. So we're moving forward with this to for today and tomorrow to get the rest of his items done in hopes that we can at least swear him in tomorrow so that we can put the paperwork through to the academy to be able to have him have a reserved spot to be able to enter.
And I assume what he'll be doing from now till May is riding with someone.
Yeah, so he'll be in the field training program.
Yeah.
So,
And we have one in the academy right now, correct?
correct.
And when does that one come out? April?
The end of April.
The end of April.
So we'd be sending two in the May Academy for the full-time academy and two for the law package. Excellent.
So I'll make a motion to authorize the hiring of Hayden Heron to the Belmont Police Department. Do I have a
Thank you.
second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other new business?
Just a reminder that we do have the 2025 annual report available in print at Town Hall in the library, as well as online.
And it will be available for people to pick up during voting.
Sure, we'll bring, I think Jen usually brings a couple of boxes, so you can have that. And inside the annual report, if they haven't already gotten your voter's guide, it is also inside the annual report.
All right. Any other new business?
Colleen has some trash issues she'd like to update. us on.
Trash. Trash. Okay.
So we've had a bunch of different trash issues recently. So I just kind of wanted to give you guys a brief rundown in case you hear any grumblings from anybody. So one of the things that's happened is that Casella travels some of the private roads in the town of Belmont as a courtesy during the winter time. There's other private roads that are seasonal. They don't travel them in the winter time. And there's been some issues where the roads have not been upkept enough for the driver to feel comfortable taking their big, huge vehicle down some of these roads. So there have been some missed trash on certain roads. They've attempted to collect sometimes on other days. Sometimes they've been requested to bring trash up to the intersection of the next road. So that's something that has been going on. And there was someone who did take some of their trash because they were upset and deposited it in the front yard at Casella's location.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
So yeah, that has happened. So there may be some additional roads that are going to be noticed as being seasonal before the next season comes up. We've also had issues with, so because of some of the road issues, there have been garbage cans that have been being collected manually instead of with the automated truck to try to just, collect things without having to send the whole truck back out. And during that process, they have discovered carts with construction debris in them, which is not allowed by Casella or through our ordinance. And also a bunch of that debris has also been in the garbage can loose. So when Casella goes down to pick up that garbage manually when that's needed, they're unable to collect everything that's in that cart. Number one, because it's
too heavy.
construction debris, and number two, because it's loose. They're just putting it in a pickup truck. They can't put loose garbage into the back of a pickup truck. So trash has to be bagged. You cannot put loose garbage into the trash cans, just, for that particular type of reason. And then another thing for people to note is that the time of day for your collection might be different depending on the condition of other roads in town, maybe not your road, but they might do a route backwards. So you can't rely on, well, my garbage always gets picked up at 8 AM and they're not here yet. Can you please send somebody? your garbage might normally get picked up at 8 a.m. and it might not get picked up until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That can be because of road conditions, could be because of mechanical issues with equipment, it can be because of
Right.
different staff. So you need to allow for the whole day for someone to come and collect your garbage and not be calling to find out about your pickup first thing in the morning, because we won't know until the end of the day where they're able to get to. So that's why there's a rule to have your garbage always out by 7 a.m. Could be completely opposite of what you expect it to be. We've also had some issues. We're starting to catch up with Brian and Jesse on carts that are continuing to be left out at the curb, which is a particular problem right now because of plowing and road maintenance and stuff. So we're trying to collect and take care of some of those. But Brian did say overall, people have seemed to be better about it
Getting back
than
in.
last year. And then the other thing is that we did get a report that someone requested and received an additional trash cart, and they are actually operating a short-term rental, so we're going to be removing that part because that's not part of why we allow someone to have an additional cart. They'll have to get and pay for some sort of additional collection service for their property, because it's a commercial or business type of a use. And then
It's becoming a full-time job just to get you.
it is a lot.
Huh?
It is, it's a lot. And then slightly off subject, little bit of good news. We only had 10 abatements submitted this year, whereas last year we had 41 abatements submitted. And we did get 2 abatements that were for the unconstitutional education funding. There's some sort of a big movement across the whole state of New Hampshire for people to request an abatement that the education tax calculations and things are unconstitutional. But the way the law is written right now, that's not an allowable request for an abatement. You have to meet the letter of the law, and that does not meet the letter of the law. And there's a bunch of people that are working on assessors across the state working on some sort of a reply for those types of requests that will be consistent so that everybody's kind of on the same page for those.
Sounds a lot like the inspection issue. Jeez.
Overall, you know, good.
Yeah.
And we didn't have a revaluation this year, so, you know, less changes in values for properties around.
Monthly trash report.
I'm gonna put you on the agenda next time for this.
Yeah, really, for trash report. Yeah, right. At least once a month, we need a trash report, right? All right. Is there any other new business?
No,
Regarding trash, they haven't, you know how they were gonna implement the $3.50 fee per ton this year, and then on a quarterly basis, we can get the revenue back from the state.
Right.
So we have not been charged for that expense, and I spoke to Casella. In part, the law was kind of, you know,
Vague?
pushed through and vague.
Oh,
So to give you an example, I guess it could really only be trash that's disposed in New Hampshire. But sometimes the trash from Belmont goes to Massachusetts. That can't be charged and we can't get revenue from that. So essentially they've kind of seized charging us or allowing us to get the revenue at this point until they can figure it out. So that's kind of typical, I guess.
So they're making the money, we're just not getting refunded.
Well, so they said they won't. They haven't really till April to charge us, and then we can go get the revenue. But if it doesn't happen through April, they said they would not retro the expense to us.
Sure.
So they're really just trying to figure it out with the state. According to Casella, the state didn't understand the trash business. And so now there's a battle between that. So I guess why we're talking trash. All right.
Right. Okay, on to old business?
I don't have any other, no other old business or new business, but if, if the chair will allow, I would like to kind of make a public clarification, to a letter that was sent to the newspaper on behalf of the town. Well, not, the letter wasn't sent on behalf of the town, but I would like to clarify in this public arena, if you may.
Okay.
So a member of the budget committee, Susan Roach, had did a letter to the editor of the Laconia Daily Sun. One of her comments was that, Belmont is a advisory budget committee, and it is not. We follow under RSA 32. We are an official budget committee. They are voted on by the voters. They are the ones who signed the MS 737, so it is the budget committee's budget. So I'd like to make that very public that it's not advisory at all. Also, she commented that it is decided well, or not decided, it is well prepared. I would like to say that it's well researched. We have a lot of hours, a lot of months of employees who have to prepare that budget themselves of all those lines to the Board of Selectmen. Actually, they prepare it, then I look at it, then you guys look at it, then the budget committee. So it is well prepared, well researched, all those lines, not well decided.
And in between that, each of our department heads not only present it to you, present it to the select board, then present it to the budget.
Correct.
So it's, it is, well examined.
Right, and she may feel, that might be her opinion, that it was well decided, but it is the job duties of the department heads, myself and yours, to prepare a budget to the budget committee. It is the budget committee's budget. They have the only power to vote to either increase or decrease lines and that budget. It is their budget that they present to the voters.
I think the other thing with that could be noted is that if this particular person attended each and every budget meeting, she would know that there was a change by the budget committee to add some funds to one particular line. And I'm the representative on the budget committee for the select board, and I brought it back to the select board to ask if they would approve that increase so that our voters know that we're not at each other's throat, one department, one committee versus another. And obviously, we voted unanimously to add those funds. So there was some change by the budget committee, and I believe that there is each year, there's been a couple changes, so. But it is their budget.
Yep, it is their budget, and I think Colleen did some research as far as the votes, and every time that a department brought forward a budget, it was passed by the budget committee. And then when we had a public hearing, there was no changes, that was also passed by the budget committees.
Can I just add to that?
Okay.
Each department head, when they sit in front of not only the Board of Selectmen, but the budget committee, every line is discussed. And many times budget committee members ask questions to, get a clarification, or can we cut, or how can you do it at this rate? But just the same, every line is gone through. So for the statement to be made that is inaccurate, I'm confused with that person sitting on the board, to be honest with you. They have the comprehension to sit there.
Same topic was just posted 3 hours ago on the community page for Facebook.
Right.
By the same person.
That's why I wanted to make it, I don't respond to the Facebook posts, and I don't need to.
Right.
So this is the public forum, and
And it's unfortunate, actually, I had a discussion with our fire chief the other day. I'm gonna bring up what is happening in Gilmington. What is this, a third year with no budget, I believe? And I don't think people understand that right now, there's 2 days a week in the town of Gilmington that there is nobody on call for the fire department. There's nobody employed those 2 days. They can no longer do any overtime. And so subsequently what happens is mutual aid, which we are part of, has to help Gilmington out if there are fires or calls on those 2 days. which then is putting more burden on the local towns. But obviously, the same particular woman is saying, don't, vote no on the budget. And the problem is, that could be a decision that we may be in a few weeks if the budget doesn't pass. We may, go
I
ahead.
can't confirm that that is still up to this point. but
Right.
That was, the chief had just been doing his best to keep his staffing status quo, but it's
Well,
been
if the
difficult.
budget doesn't pass, you only have so much money.
It's been difficult.
And unfortunately, no different than the fire and police, because they had so many vacancies. I think we've done a pretty good job at filling those vacancies, but there was a lot of overtime in those monies that if we'd had full staffing wouldn't have happened. And I'm nervous about the fact that if this budget doesn't pass and these contracts don't pass, we're gonna lose employees. Because we're not the highest paid, we are not the lowest paid. We are trying to stay pretty even Steven with every town that's similar to ours. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that if we don't offer competitive pay, our employees are going elsewhere. I mean, we all know if you can go to the next town and make $5 more an hour, I think, especially if you're a guy and you have a wife at home, she's gonna tell you to go get the $5 more an hour. For sure. So. I would. So it's just really unfortunate that the negativity is out there.
Well, one thing I think we need to do as a community, and I hate to push this on to Colleen, but in the last 3 years, we've managed to buy 2 new dump trucks, very expensive dump trucks, and are in the process of buying a new fire engine. The fire engine is around $840,000. That right, number.
Yeah, give or take.
Say 900,000 round figures by the time.
I'm
we
gonna
get-
say 840.
Oh, because you don't like that, yeah.
And we got $500,000 of those funds from the government for nothing. It's not a loan. It's same with the other dump truck. And so when they see a nice shiny truck go by, they say, how are they doing this?
Oh,
Without, we didn't vote the budget. So why would we vote the money if they're still buying stuff? Well, the dump trucks were 100% paid from the government on a program that was put out by Volkswagen of America. Because they got caught polluting. Their little Volkswagen Beetles and Rabbits that were diesel powered did not meet the federal emission standards, and the government fined Volkswagen $300 billion. And those funds would have helped towns like Belmont and other small towns with their equipment purchases. Now, I read this article and I've been a little bit involved in the automobile business, and I brought it to that man who wrote it. He took that step and got 1 truck, took another step and got another truck the next year under that program. When we knew we had a big, old fire engine, and one of the compromises of this, if you have any older, 20-year-old or older diesel powered highway driven vehicles, they have to come off the road and they have to be destroyed. You gotta cut a hole in the motor, ruin the frame. We had to do this, we're allowed on the dump trucks to keep the dump bodies. Prosperity, I guess, I don't know, whatever, but we got them. But they actually sent a man out making sure we did this, because they were good running old trucks, but they're pollutants. And the same with this big fire truck. When Don first came on board, we went one day up to Winnipesaukee Truck. We asked him to look at this engine that we've got. Now, the engines are always clean and they look good on the outside, but the frame's rotten on the inside of the front wheels. You go humming down the road, how safe is that? So it's not that, they see this shiny truck and they say, what do they get rid of it for? Well, the same thing's gonna happen when the new truck comes, that's gonna be destroyed and be gone with its junk. It's important that the public knows this, because they just assume we went out and bought it, we're rolling in dough. And while I'm on a tear, I might as well continue. It's my understanding that we have a problem with our board. And I hate to say that, because I've been on this board longer than anybody, probably too long now. The board supported a charrette, which we invited the town to before this project on this mill even started. People came in, volunteers. We put them through some design phases and they put us through some questions. It was open to the public. They made a day of it. And the board then and the people of Belmont wanted this to be the mill, to be the center of town and to be the new town hall. We're outgrown the one we're in now. And EPA wise, with a dirt floor cellar in there. When COVID hit, only one employee in that town hall worked every day during COVID. And that was the town clerk tax fund. COVID went through that building 2 or 3 times. Damp, there's no breathing, there's no fresh air coming in, there's nothing. And then we got the school right about there, right? So what about the quality air in there? And that's back in. Well, there's a warrant article coming out. It was put in by some people here in town that want to sell the mill as it stands and build a new town hall. Well, when we did this, we're doing it in piece by piece. This year, we did the heating system. So we're not robbing, we're not going out and borrowing $20 million to redo it. We're doing it as we go. We put a new elevator in it. We use it. That one lady has a lot going on in this. We use it. It's open to the public if they had a function, the scouts and whatever, it's here. I can't believe after the years of doing this, that these people could bring forth an article to sell it. And if you sell it, what are you gonna make it? Low income apartments? We already got schools we can't afford. What are we gonna do with low income apartments and where are you gonna get the money to build a new one? A new town, and where would you put it? I discuss these things only because when people have sat on these boards and worked toward this common goal for 10 years, I can't see why we'd throw it away on a whim. And because of the negativity in this town over money, it's scaring the hell out of me. And I don't scare very easy. I'm sorry to bring it up that way, but that's the way I feel about it, and I know that several people of the board feel the same way, and one of them's retiring. And that's a shame. Sonny's a great member of this board. But we have to go on forward, and we've got to keep going. We do it a little bit at a time, we can afford it. And if you look at your tax bill, you break it down, your school is your big expense, and how many go to a school meeting? Now, when there is a school meeting, you can't find a seat because Canterbury is well represented. And Belmont is not. So I wish you'd consider that, and when someone asks you to say, hey, look at that, they got a new shiny truck, look at that, where'd that come from? Well, the government paid for it. Volkswagen paid for it. And I thank Ryan and the chief, because they worked together, and he did a great job because the first prices were very higher than what he spent. And he worked it down and got just what he wanted for about 200,000 less than what the first quotes were. And it's time that the public knows this, and I guess it's our job to tell them. And I mean that. Not negativity isn't gonna work in Belmont. Not while I'm still around. Thank you for listening.
We have any other comments?
Do we have to talk about the capital
Sure.
for the communication tank and well?
Oh, do we need to pay that today or this week?
I mean, we need to move forward with.
Okay, you can do it real quick because we have legal.
Oh, okay. Well, it is old business. It's an update on the communication failure between the tank and well. for the
Oh,
water
right,
system.
yeah,
So we've got the answers. It needs to be replaced. Our people have worked prices to find the best avenue. And it's too high for us to or with our normal operating budget. We're gonna have to reach out to capital. It's just over 20 grand, basically.
Mhm.
But they're gonna go with a commercial grade radio. So that something about the telemetry and it won't, there's no more line of sight anymore because vegetation's growing up, trees are taller. So they can't get away with the cheap stuff, so we had to get an FCC license, more powerful radios, but the problem will be solved in about 2 or 3 weeks. But we just need to reach out to the capital funds to get that. Getting your permission to get money.
You got mine. That'll be fixed.
It's gotta be fixed.
Yeah.
And you know, and here you go, this is a good example.
Borrowed time
It's,
that we had.
this is, you know, it's no different than people's homes. They don't keep up with it and they don't have, repairs done at proper, yeah, I mean, we have no choice and that's water. We all know that water is huge.
Put drinking water in front of it and you just add zeros to it.
That's exactly right. Yeah. Okay, okay. Any other old business?
Just a consensus of the use of the capital reserve funds
Oh.
is fine.
All right, I have no problem
I
with
don't
it, Sharon.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Gotta
I
fix
mean,
it.
it's gotta get fixed.
Well, it's taking a big hit this year. So.
It has. Yeah. Okay. Any, public comments?
At your last meeting, you moved to table the PD disposal of their vehicles.
That was the first thing,
I'm sorry.
and John's gonna, right, John's gonna work on that.
I just want
Yes.
to
They
be sure.
got, yeah, they add to at the shop.
And you don't need to,
No.
you don't need,
Yeah.
I apologize. I
Yeah,
can't-
no.
We're on that.
Honestly.
We're on it,
We're
on it.
Duck on it.
Sorry. Whatever.
we're on it, all right, okay. Our next meeting is, we have no non-public?
Oh, we do have a non-public.
Oh, we do have a
with our-
non-public, that's
our
right.
attorney.
So okay, that's right, with the attorney. So our next meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, March 18th at 6:00 at night.
Come vote next Tuesday.
And please come vote on Tuesday the 10th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Motion to go into non-public.
We're gonna go into non-public, 91-8. Number 2, letter L. Roll call. John. Second, or whatever.
Second.
Yeah, all that stuff.